is honey, and the silence feels too loud. When the city lights keep shining, but your heart is breaking down. When the road ahead is fading, like a shadow in the rain, and the weight upon your shoulders feels impossible to change. There is a voice beyond the chaos, soft enough to calm the storm, telling every tired spirit you were never meant to walk alone. Hold on, even when the ground feels weak beneath your feet. Stand strong, there's a deeper kind of power in belief. One step, one breath, one light inside the dark. You are closer than you think you are. When the world keeps moving faster and your dreams are left behind, when comparison is poison, run in circles through your mind. When the mirror says you're broken, when regret won't let you sleep, when tomorrow feels uncertain and your soul just wants some peace, there is a strength that keeps on rising, even after every fall. Like the sunrise through the mountains, hope was always standing tall. Don't fear, you are made to overcome the endless night. Don't quit, there's a fire waking up inside your life. Your scars, your tears, your story still has meaning. Every season brought you here for a reason. You are not forgotten, not invisible, not too far gone. There's a reason your heart still beats through every storm. Somewhere beyond the pressure, beyond the endless noise, a quiet truth is calling, trying to lead your voice, not toward empty glory, not toward borrowed fame, but toward a life that matters more than fortune, likes or names. So breathe when anxiety surrounds you, rest when the world demands. The strongest hearts are not the loudest, they simply rise again. And maybe all the pain you carry was not there to destroy. Maybe it became the doorway to a deeper kind of joy. Hold on, even if your eyes are filled with rain tonight. Stand up, even if you tremble through the fight. You are stronger than the fear inside your chest. You survived 100 battles already. Every broken road, every lonely mile, every unanswered prayer of the heart was shaping something beautiful inside. One day you will look back at the nights you almost gave up and realize the darkness never won, because something brighter kept pulling you forward. There's still time to dream again, still time to love again, still time to rebuild what was lost, still time to become who you were meant to be. The future is not finished, your story is still alive, and even in the deepest valley, hope continues to survive. So walk forward slowly, even small steps count. Mountains move quietly before the world notices. One kind word can heal a stranger, one choice can change a life. One moment of courage can open brand new skies. And somewhere out there tonight, a tired soul will hear this song and remember they are stronger than they thought all along. So if your heart is weary, if your tears fall unseen, if you're searching for direction through the chaos of this dream, listen closely to the silence. There is strength beneath your pain. There is purpose in your breathing, and brighter days ahead again. Hold on, the dawn is closer than the dark can understand. Stay true, even when nobody else believes you can. Rise now, your light was never made to disappear. The world still needs the hope you carry here. Somewhere between the midnight traffic and the glow of a tired screen, a million hearts are searching for what peace is supposed to mean. Everybody's chasing something, running faster every day, but nobody really talks about the emptiness along the way. Smiles hiding silent battles, eyes pretending they are fine. Dreams buried under pressure while the clock keeps stealing time. Still there's a whisper through the noise, calling softly through the pain, saying you don't have to lose yourself just to survive the rain. Keep going, even when the path ahead feels hard to see. Stand taller, even when the world forgets your worth completely. Your life, your soul was made for something more, not just surviving every storm. When the nights feel cold and endless, and the future looks unclear, when fear becomes a prison built from failure year by year, when memories keep replaying every moment you fell apart, and disappointment leaves a shadow living heavy on your heart, there is still a light within you, still a fire underneath. Even broken wings remember how to rise, how to believe. Don't let the darkness name you, don't let regret decide. You are more than every moment you wanted somewhere to hide. One day all these heavy chapters will become the proof you grew. The pain that almost stopped you will become your strongest truth. Breathe slowly, you don't need to carry all the weight at once. Move forward, even healing starts with only one small step. The sky still waits for dreamers who believe, even after everything. The world can be so restless, always asking who is best, but peace was never found inside endless competition. Sometimes strength is quiet, sometimes courage looks like tears. Sometimes the bravest people are simply those still standing here. So if your heart feels tired and your hope begins to fade, remember storms don't last forever, even oceans learn to change. The sunrise never asked permission, it simply finds the dark. And every soul still breathing still carries a hidden this moment has not happened yet. Maybe this very struggle is preparing what comes next. A better day is coming, not because life turns easy, but because you are becoming stronger than what tried to break you. Keep walking through the valley, keep reaching through the night. The stars are born in darkness before they ever shine their light. And if nobody has told you lately you matter more than you know, this world would lose something beautiful if your heart stopped glowing. So rise again tomorrow, even if today was hard. Every new morning carries another chance to restart. Hold on through the silence, hold on through the fear. The road may still be winding, but your purpose brought you here. One day someone will hear your story and find the strength to stay, because your survival became the light that helped another soul find their way. So don't give up now, not when your breakthrough may be near, not when your voice still carries hope for hearts that need to hear. The future is still open, the best chapter's still unwritten, and somewhere beyond today's pain, a beautiful life is waiting. 80. In a world that never slows down, where everybody wants more, people chasing temporary lights while forgetting what their hearts are for. Late nights under neon shadows, scrolling through another empty dream, trying to fill the silent spaces with things that never heal anything. Some are fighting hidden battles, some are smiling through the pain, some are standing in crowded places, still feeling completely alone again. But deep inside the noise of life, there's a quiet, steady flame, a voice that says keep moving forward. You were born for more than fear and shame. Don't stop now, even if the road feels longer every day. Stay strong, even when the storm won't move away. One hope, one spark can change an entire life, and your light still burns tonight. There are moments when the pressure feels too heavy just to breathe, when disappointment keeps repeating everything you couldn't be, when the future feels uncertain, like a door that will not open, when your confidence is shattered and your faith in life feels broken. Still the mountains stand through winter, still the rivers reach the sea, and hearts that carry honest courage always find what they're meant to be. So lift your eyes beyond the worry, beyond the fear of falling down. The strongest souls are not the perfect ones, but the ones that rise from the ground. Every scar became a lesson, every tear became a seed, every painful night was shaping the person you were meant to be. Hold on, there's still beauty waiting past the dark. Stand up, even small flames can become a spark. Your story, your voice still matters in this world, more than you could ever know. The world may try to rush you, tell you who you should become, but truth is not found in applause or numbers glowing from a phone. Real strength is learning kindness when life was never kind to you. Real power is choosing hope when everything feels untrue. Maybe you are closer now than you have ever been before. Maybe every closed direction was leading to a better door. The rain does not last forever. The clouds eventually break, and sometimes the hardest seasons prepare the greatest change. So breathe through every setback, walk through every fear. You survived your hardest chapters, and you are still standing here. That alone is proof of courage. That alone is proof of life. Because many people lose themselves long before they reach the fight. One day your heart will understand why you had to walk this road, why certain dreams fell apart, why certain burdens felt so cold. It was never there to end you, it was there to make you wise, to teach your soul resilience, to help your spirit rise. So if tonight feels lonely and tomorrow feels unknown, remember even stars shine brightest in the deepest dark alone. Keep believing in tomorrow, keep believing in your call. Even the tallest mountains were once small stones after all. And somewhere someone needs your smile, someone needs your words, someone needs the hope inside you, even if it still feels unheard. So don't surrender to the sadness, don't let fear decide your fate. Your life still carries purpose, and beautiful things still wait. Move forward with compassion, move forward without fear. The future still has miracles that haven't yet appeared. And when the world feels heavy, when your strength feels far away, remember there is something greater leading you beyond today. Another morning in the city, people rushing through the rain, carrying invisible burdens, hiding heartbreak behind their names. Everyone is searching for a reason to believe, trying to find some kind of peace in a world that barely sleeps. Some hearts are tired of pretending, some souls are close to letting go. Some dreams were left abandoned on roads they never chose. But even in the deepest silence, beyond the fear and doubt, there's a quiet kind of strength still calling every lost heart out. Rise up, even when the night feels cold and endless. Stand firm, even when your hands begin to shake. One light, one hope can guide 1,000 souls, and your story still unfolds. The pressure keeps on building, voices saying you're not enough. The world keeps demanding perfection when simply living feels so tough. Comparisons like heavy chains trying to pull your spirit down, while anxiety keeps whispering you may never turn this around. But storms were never permanent, and darkness never stays. Every winter eventually breaks into brighter, warmer days. uncertainty. Hold on through the pain. Some flowers only bloom after standing through the rain. There's a future waiting for you past the shadows of tonight. A future filled with healing and mornings full of light. So breathe when your heart is racing. Rest when your soul feels weak. Strength is not about never falling. It's choosing to continue when life gets steep. Maybe your greatest breakthrough is hidden in this storm. Maybe the hardest road you walk are shaping who you become. Every scar has a story. Every wound can become wisdom. And every soul still breathing still carries hidden purpose within them. Don't lose yourself chasing approval. Don't trade your peace for applause. The most beautiful kind of success is becoming who you truly are. Some people shine in silence. Some hearts heal slowly with time. And some victories are invisible, yet still incredibly divine. The stars do not compete. The oceans do not rush. Nature teaches quietly that growth does not need noise. So stop fearing every setback. Stop counting every flaw. You are still becoming everything life designed you for. One day the tears you cried alone will water someone else's hope. Your survival will become proof that broken hearts can still cope. And maybe someone listening tonight feels exactly like you do, searching for one small reason to believe they can make it through. So let the song remind them that their story is not done. That even after the darkest night, the morning still will come. Keep walking through uncertainty. Keep choosing hope again. The strongest people are often shaped by places filled with pain. And if the road feels heavy, take one more step somehow. You do not need all the answers. You only need this moment now. There is beauty still ahead of you. There are dreams yet to appear. There are people waiting someday for the light you carry here. So rise beyond the heartbreak. Rise beyond the fear. The world still needs your kindness. The world still needs you here. Some days life feels like an ocean, too deep to understand. Waves of pressure pulling harder than anyone ever planned. People walking through the daylight, smiling just to hide the pain, trying to keep their hearts together while dancing through the rain. Every screen keeps saying faster. Every voice says be more strong. But nobody really teaches how to heal when things go wrong. Some are tired of pretending. Some are losing hope inside. Some are carrying silent storms they never share with anyone outside. But listen closely through the chaos, beyond the fear and noise. There's a deeper kind of calling, still reaching for your voice. Don't give up, even when the road feels hard to face alone. Stay alive, even when your strength feels almost gone. One heart, one dream, made to stay confined. There is something greater waiting, far beyond your anxious mind. Every setback taught you wisdom, every failure shaped your view. Every painful, lonely season was preparing something new. The night may feel forever, but morning always comes. Even the coldest winter still gives way to the sun. So breathe through all the pressure, rest through all the doubt. Your value does not disappear just because life wore you out. You are more than expectations, more than numbers, trends, or fame, more than all the labels people try to place upon your name. Real strength is staying gentle in a world becoming hard. Real courage is still hoping when your spirit carries scars. And maybe all the tears you cried were not wasted after all. Maybe every painful moment was teaching you to stand tall. Some mountains are climbed slowly, some healing takes its time. Some miracles begin quietly before they ever shine. Hold on through the uncertainty, hold on through the night. Even broken stars continue, finding ways again to light. The world needs honest hearts now, more than perfect, polished lives. It needs compassion in the darkness, it needs souls that still survive. So if you feel exhausted, if your dreams feel far away, remember every giant tree once began small one day. You do not need perfection, you do not need to know it all. You only need the courage to rise each time you fall. One day someone will hear your story and finally choose to stay, because your strength became the reason they survived another day. That's how light keeps spreading, that's how healing grows. One hopeful heart at a time, in ways nobody fully knows. So walk slowly if you must, but never stop moving ahead. The future still holds beauty beyond the fears inside your head. And somewhere beyond this moment, beyond today's pain and doubt, a life more beautiful than you imagined is already unfolding now. Keep believing in tomorrow, keep believing in your soul. Some journeys take the longest roads to finally make us whole. When the world feels cold and distant, when your tears fall like the rain, remember strength is often born inside the deepest pain. So rise again with quiet courage, rise again with open eyes. The stars are never afraid of darkness, that's exactly where they learn to shine. There's a tired soul in every city, walking underneath the lights, trying to hide 1,000 questions. Why? sleeping endless nights. Everybody wants a breakthrough, everybody wants release, searching through the noise of life for a little bit of peace. Some hearts feel invisible, some dreams are growing weak. Some people laugh out loud in crowds, while loneliness is all they keep. The pressure keeps on rising, the world keeps moving fast, and people fear they're falling behind with every moment that has passed. But somewhere in the middle of the chaos, a quiet truth remains. The strongest hearts are often built inside the deepest pain. Don't fear, you are stronger than the storm inside your mind. Stand tall, even when the road is hard to find. One step, one breath, one moment can still change everything ahead. You were not created just to worry, not born only to survive. There's a deeper kind of purpose still breathing deep inside your life. Every broken piece you carry, every scar you try to hide, could become the very reason another soul survives tonight. Because healing is contagious, and hope can spread like fire. One honest heart refusing to quit can lift a world that's tired. So when anxiety surrounds you and fear knocks at your door, remember all the battles you already made it through before. The rain may keep on falling, but rivers still reach seas, and hearts that refuse surrender eventually find peace. Don't compare your journey to someone else's pace. Some flowers bloom in sunlight, some bloom in colder places. You are not late in life, you are not too far gone. Some roads take longer before they become beautiful. And maybe what feels like delay is actually protection. Maybe closed doors were guiding you toward a better direction. So breathe when your chest feels heavy, rest when your soul feels worn. Even the brightest mornings begin before the dawn. One day you will understand why certain things fell apart, why some people disappeared, why pain reshaped your heart. It wasn't there to destroy you, it came to make you wise, to show you hidden strength you never saw inside. Hold on through the silence, hold on through the unknown. The mountains stand through storms without ever standing alone. And if tonight feels endless, if hope feels hard to find, remember stars keep shining, even hidden behind the sky. There are still beautiful moments waiting somewhere ahead, conversations that will heal you, and dreams not awakened yet. The world still needs compassion, still needs gentle souls, still needs people brave enough to choose kindness over control. So do not harden your heart just because life became hard. The purest lights in history were born in places dark. One smile can save a stranger, one word can stop despair, one small act of love can can remind someone life still cares. That is how change begins. Not always loud or grand. Sometimes hope quietly grows through a single helping hand. So rise again tomorrow, even if today was rough. Your story is still unfolding, and your heart is still enough. Walk forward without fear now, even slowly, step by step, because the future still holds miracles you haven't discovered yet. Underneath the crowded skyline, millions stare into the night, wondering if their broken pieces will ever turn out right. People carrying silent worries, hidden deep behind their eyes, trying hard to keep on smiling while fighting storms inside. Every day feels like a race now. Everybody wants to win, but nobody talks about the emptiness that pressure leaves within. Some are tired of pretending, some have almost lost their way. Some are searching for a reason just to make it through the day. But even in the darkest season, even in the deepest rain, there's a quiet voice still whispering, you are not made to live in chains. Rise now, even if your hands are shaking from the fight. Stay brave, even when the stars are out of sight. One hope, one flame can light another soul, and your story still unfolds. You are more than all your failures, more than every fear you face, more than all the moments you felt impossible to replace. Life may bend your spirit, but it cannot steal your light, not unless you surrender to the shadows of the night. So breathe through every heartbreak, walk through every doubt. Some of the strongest people are simply those who stayed through it all. The mountains are not rushed, the oceans do not fear, and even after violent storms, the skies eventually clear. Maybe this painful chapter is not where your story ends. Maybe every wound is teaching how broken hearts can mend. Maybe every lonely road was preparing you to see that the greatest kind of freedom begins when you believe. Hold on through the silence, hold on through the pain. Even deserts someday blossom after enough rain. There are dreams still waiting for you, there is beauty still ahead. There are moments yet to happen, beyond the fears inside your head. Do not let the world define you by success or by applause. The strongest souls are measured by the kindness they still cause. Real power is compassion, real greatness chooses peace, real courage keeps on loving even after being hurt. choose hope again, because your survival became proof that pain is not the end. That's how healing travels, that's how light survives. One honest heart refusing to quit can change countless lives. So keep moving toward tomorrow, even slowly if you must. Every sunrise starts in darkness before the sky can fully trust. And maybe what you call weakness is actually your strength, because hearts that have been shattered often learn to love at greater depth. The future is still calling, there's still purpose in your soul. You have not come this far just to lose all hope. So stand up one more time now, even if you feel afraid. The road ahead still holds miracles that fear cannot erase. Walk forward with compassion, walk forward without fear. The world still needs your kindness, the world still needs you here. The world keeps turning faster, like nobody has time to breathe. People chasing distant answers while forgetting what they need. Every street is full of faces, every heart hides different scars. Some are searching for direction, some are wishing on the stars. Late nights filled with overthinking, cold rooms glowing from a screen, trying hard to look okay while feeling lost somewhere unseen. Some carry fear like heavy chains, some carry dreams they cannot speak. Some are standing in the spotlight, yet inside feel incomplete. But beyond the endless pressure, beyond the noise and doubt, there's a quiet kind of strength, still calling every soul back out. Keep going, even if the road ahead feels far away. Stay strong, even if the storm refuses now to break. One light, one voice can help the lost believe, and your heart still has what people need. You were never born to disappear, never meant to live without hope. There is purpose in your breathing, even when life feels hard to hold. Every painful disappointment, every night you almost quit, was building hidden courage deep inside your spirit. The rain may flood the valley, the wind may shake the trees, but roots grow even deeper when they survive difficult seasons like these. So do not fear the process, do not fear slow change. Some of the strongest transformations begin quietly through pain. Maybe what feels like rejection was protection all along. Maybe every closed direction was guiding you somewhere strong. Breathe through all the chaos, rest through all the fear. You survived your hardest moments and you are still standing here. That means something powerful, that means your soul still fights. Even tiny flames continue burning through the coldest nights. Don't let comparison steal joy, don't let fear decide your worth. The sky has room for every star, each one shines in different ways on earth. Real success is not perfection, not applause or fleeting fame. It is keeping your heart alive when life tries changing who you are inside. And if tonight but never turn around. Mountains are climbed one step at a time, not all at once. Somehow there are still beautiful mornings, still songs left to sing, still moments waiting quietly that can change everything. And maybe the very thing that almost broke your soul will become the reason someday you help another become whole. So rise beyond the sadness, rise beyond the fear. The world still needs your kindness, the world still needs you here. Keep believing in tomorrow, keep believing through the pain. After every darkest season, the flowers bloom again. Yeah. Another sleepless night in the city. Rain falls against the glass. People rushing toward tomorrow, afraid their moment will not last. Everyone is chasing meaning, trying hard to feel alive. But some hearts grow tired quietly, just trying to survive. There are dreams hidden in silence, there are tears nobody sees. There are souls carrying storms while still bringing others peace. Some have lost their sense of direction, some are drowning in regret. Some are smiling through exhaustion, trying not to fall apart yet. But deep beneath the noise of life, beyond the fear and doubt, there is a steady kind of hope, still reaching every broken heart out. Don't give up, even when the road feels impossible. Tonight, stay strong, even when your faith is hard to find. One spark, one hope can survive the darkest skies, and your light was born to rise. You are not forgotten here, not invisible or weak. Every soul has hidden value, even when life feels incomplete. The mountains were not built in moments, the rivers did not rush. Nature moves with quiet patience and still becomes enough. So stop measuring your journey by somebody else's pace. Some miracles arrive slowly, still exactly at the right place. Maybe every closed door behind you was clearing space ahead. Maybe every painful ending protected dreams not born yet. Breathe when your heart feels heavy, rest when your spirit aches. Even the strongest people need time after they break. There is no shame in healing, no weakness in slowing down. Even wounded birds remember how to rise above the ground. The night may feel unending, but dawn is already near. The stars still shine above you, even when the sky looks unclear. And maybe what feels like weakness is where your strength began. Because people shaped by hardship often understand life deeper than others can. One day your story will matter in ways you cannot see. One day your survival will become someone else's reason to believe. That is how light keeps traveling, that is how hope survives when heart heart refusing to surrender can transform countless lives. So if your tears keep falling, if your soul feels worn and tired, remember diamonds are created under pressure and through fire. Do not let fear define you. Do not let pain decide. You are made for more than merely trying to get by. There are still songs inside you, still dreams waiting to grow, still beautiful destinations only your heart can know. Keep walking through uncertainty, keep reaching through the rain. Even after the hardest winters, spring always comes again. The future still holds wonder, still holds unexpected grace, still holds moments that will heal the sadness on your face. And somewhere out there tonight, someone needs your smile. Someone needs your story to help them survive another mile. So rise again tomorrow, rise even if it's slow, because healing is not losing, it is learning how to grow. Walk forward with compassion, walk forward without fear. The world still needs your kindness, the world still needs you here. Somewhere beneath the endless skyline, a tired heart is wide awake, listening to the sound of silence, wondering how much more it can take. The world keeps pushing people harder, telling them to never slow down. But so many souls are breaking quietly behind carefully crafted smiles now. Everybody wants a future, everybody wants a sign, something bigger than the pressure, something deeper than time. Some carry invisible sadness, some hide fears they cannot explain. Some are searching for one small reason to keep walking through the pain. But even when the night feels endless, even when hope feels far away, there's a quiet strength still rising, leading hearts beyond today. Hold on, even if your tears fall like the rain tonight. Stand tall, even if your courage feels hard to find. One dream, one spark can outlive every storm, and your soul is still reborn. You were never meant to stay broken, never meant to lose your light. There is something stronger in you than the darkness of the night. Every setback taught you wisdom, every scar became a guide. Every lonely road you traveled built hidden strength inside. The ocean does not fear the thunder, the mountains do not run, and after every painful season, the flowers still find the sun. So do not fear your struggles, do not fear slow growth. Some journeys become beautiful only after carrying heavy loads. Maybe life was not rejecting you. Maybe it was shaping your soul, preparing you for greater things than what you once thought your goal. Breathe through every disappointment, rest through every fear. You survive things nobody knew, and you are still standing here. That alone is proof of courage. That alone is proof of grace, because many people lose themselves before they finish the race. Do not compare your beginning to somebody else's middle. The stars all shine differently, yet still bright in the world. Together, real strength is choosing kindness when life has not been kind. Real wisdom is protecting peace in a restless, anxious mind. And if tonight feels lonely, if your future feels unclear, remember the sky still holds the stars, even when clouds appear. One day your pain will make sense. One day your tears will heal. One day your story will become the reason another heart believes again. That is how hope survives. That is how healing starts. One person refusing to quit can awaken countless hearts. So keep moving toward tomorrow, even if your pace is slow. The strongest trees grow patiently before the world can know. There are still beautiful mornings, still laughter left to find, still moments waiting quietly that can completely change your life. And maybe the very battle you wished would disappear will become the source of wisdom that helps somebody else persevere. So rise above the pressure, rise above the fear. The world still needs your compassion. The world still needs you here. Keep believing in tomorrow. Keep believing through the pain. After every darkest winter, the spring returns again. There's a quiet ache in this generation, hidden underneath the noise. People searching for direction while drowning in too many voices. Everybody's looking outward, trying hard to feel enough, but the weight of expectations makes even strong hearts rough. Late nights full of overthinking, eyes tired from endless light, trying to hold themselves together through another restless night. Some have dreams they stop believing, some have scars they never show. Some keep carrying heavy burdens that nobody else will know. But somewhere beyond the chaos, beyond inside your heart. You are not behind in life. You are not forgotten here. Some journeys simply take more time to become beautifully clear. The rivers carve through mountains, not because they force their way, but because they keep on moving patiently day after day. So don't let temporary failures convince your soul to quit. Some of the greatest stories begin in brokenness like this. Maybe every closed door hurt you because better paths were near. Maybe every painful season was teaching courage through fear. Breathe through every heavy moment, rest when your soul feels weak. Even strong hearts need healing. Even warriors need peace. The stars do not apologize for shining at their pace, and flowers never compete to prove their beauty in a race. Real power is not loudness, real greatness is not fame. Sometimes the strongest people are the gentle ones who stay the same. So if tonight feels lonely, if your tears fall in the dark, remember every sunrise begins before the world sees the spark. One day you'll look behind you and finally understand why certain storms were necessary to shape the person that you are. Every scar became wisdom, every wound became light. Every moment you survived built strength deep inside. And someone out there needs your story, needs proof they can survive too. Because hope becomes believable when it lives inside someone like you. That is how healing spreads. That is how darkness breaks. One soul refusing surrender can change the path another takes. So walk forward through uncertainty. Walk forward through the rain. The strongest roots grow deeper after seasons filled with pain. There are still dreams ahead of you, still beautiful things unseen, still songs waiting inside your heart, still places you have never been. Do not fear slow progress, do not fear starting again. Even the tallest forests once began as fragile stems. And maybe your greatest purpose is not fame or being known. Maybe it's simply bringing light to hearts feeling alone. So rise again tomorrow, rise even if it hurts, because healing is not weakness, it is proof of hidden worth. Walk forward with compassion, walk forward without fear. The world still needs your kindness, the world still needs you here. In the middle of the fast-paced silence, where the city never sleeps, millions of hearts keep searching for a peace they cannot keep. People hiding quiet sadness behind carefully filtered lives, trying hard to look unshaken while barely feeling alive inside. Every day becomes a battle between exhaustion and hope, trying to carry invisible weight while learning somehow to cope. Some are afraid of failure, some are afraid to dream, some stop believing in themselves somewhere between life and routine. But even through the endless pressure, even through the fear and pain, there's a deeper voice still whispering, you were not created to break. Hold on, even when the night feels colder than before. Stand firm, even when your strength feels worn and sore. One light, one soul can still transform the dark, and your heart still holds that spark. You were not too late for healing, not too lost to begin again. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after stronger rain. The ocean does not question whether waves will rise once more, and mountains never doubt themselves when standing through the storm. So do not fear your weakness, do not fear your scars. Sometimes the most beautiful souls are the ones shaped hardest by life. Every tear you cried in silence, every moment you survived, was building quiet resilience deep within your life. Maybe every painful ending was clearing space for growth. Maybe every shattered dream was leading somewhere beautiful. Breathe when your heart feels restless, rest when your soul feels tired. Even stars disappear briefly before they shine brighter. You do not need perfection, you do not need applause. Your worth was never measured by how flawless your life was. Real courage is still loving after being hurt deeply. Real strength is staying gentle in a world growing cold and empty. And if tonight feels heavy, if your future feels unclear, remember dawn begins quietly before the sunlight appears. One day your story will matter more than you realize now. One day your survival will become someone else's breakthrough somehow. That is how hope keeps moving, that is how healing survives. One person choosing not to quit can change countless lives. So walk forward through uncertainty, even slowly if you must. Every mountain is climbed gradually, step by step with trust. There are still beautiful chapters waiting somewhere ahead, still laughter left to discover, still dreams not awakened yet. And maybe what almost broke you will become your greatest strength, because people shaped by hardship often love at deeper lengths. So don't surrender to the darkness, don't let fear decide your way. The storm may last for hours, but it cannot stop the day. Rise again with quiet courage, rise again through all the pain. After every longest winter, the flowers bloom again. days of endless motion under glowing city skies. There are hearts still quietly searching for truth that never dies. People running toward tomorrow, trying hard to not fall behind, carrying dreams mixed with worry deep inside their minds. Some are smiling through exhaustion, some are fighting silent wars. Some keep standing in the shadows, afraid to open broken doors. Every day feels like a question, every night feels incomplete, trying to find lasting meaning on temporary streets. But somewhere past the fear and pressure, beyond the endless race, there's a calm and steady whisper saying you still have a place. Keep going, even if your world feels heavy now tonight. Stay strong, even when you cannot see the light. One hope, one dream can rise above the pain, and brighter days will come again. You were not made for surrender, not created just to survive. There is something deep within you, still fighting to stay alive. Every setback taught you wisdom, every scar became a guide. Every storm that tried to break you built hidden courage deep inside. The trees still grow through hard winters, the oceans still reach shore, and hearts that keep believing eventually become much more. So do not fear the waiting, do not fear growing slow. Some of life's most beautiful things take the longest time to grow. Maybe every close direction was guiding you somewhere new. Maybe every painful moment was shaping a stronger you. Breathe through every disappointment, rest when your soul feels weak. Even the strongest mountains were formed through pressure over centuries. You are not stars become most visible when night surrounds the sky. One day your story will heal someone, one day your voice will guide, because people who survive the storm become light for others inside. That is how hope keeps breathing, that is how healing begins. One heart refusing surrender can inspire the world again. So walk slowly if you need to, but never stop your climb. Even rivers shape the mountains, one drop at a time. There are still beautiful mornings, still songs left in your soul, still miracles waiting down the road. And maybe what felt like weakness will become your greatest gift, because broken hearts again. Another day beneath the skyline, another race against the clock. People moving through the chaos, like their hearts can never stop. Everyone is chasing something, trying hard to feel complete. But some souls grow tired quietly, walking crowded, empty streets. Late nights filled with restless thinking, dreams fading under pressure and fear. Trying to stay strong for everyone, while silently breaking year by year. Some are searching for direction, some are longing just for peace. Some are carrying invisible storms, praying someday they will cease. But hidden underneath the noise, beyond the fear and pain, there's a quiet voice still whispering, you were made to rise again. Hold on, even when your world feels heavy tonight. Stay brave, even when the road disappears from sight. One spark, one hope can survive the darkest skies, and your soul was born to rise. You are not too broken, not too lost to start again. Some hearts grow stronger slowly after walking through deep pain. The mountains stand through every season, the oceans survive every storm, and people shaped by hardship often become beautifully warm. So don't fear your healing process, don't fear moving slow. Even stars take time appearing before the world can know. Maybe every painful ending was clearing space inside your heart. Maybe every closed chapter was preparing a better start. Breathe when anxiety surrounds you, rest when your spirit feels weak. Even the strongest people need quiet moments to breathe. You do not need perfection, you do not need applause. Your value never depended on becoming who the world wants. Real courage is staying gentle when life becomes unfair. Real strength is choosing kindness even after despair. And if tonight feels lonely, if your tears fall unseen, remember flowers bloom after storms, even in places harsh and deep. One day your scars will become wisdom, one day your pain will become light. One day your story will help someone survive their darkest night. That is how hope keeps living, that is how healing survives. One soul refusing surrender can transform countless lives. So walk forward through uncertainty, even if your pace feels slow. The tallest trees in forests also started small below. There are still beautiful moments, still laughter waiting ahead, still dreams sleeping quietly inside your heart instead. And maybe what almost destroyed you will become your greatest strength. Because people who survive deep pain often love with greater depth. So rise beyond the sadness, rise beyond distant city lights, a weary heart is still awake, trying to carry silent battles with every breath it takes. The world keeps asking for perfection, faster steps and higher walls, but nobody really talks about how heavy life can feel for souls. People smiling through exhaustion, trying not to let it show, holding dreams with trembling hands, afraid someday to let them go. Some are lost inside confusion, some are drowning quietly in fear, some are waiting for a sign that brighter days are somewhere near. But even in the deepest darkness, beyond the endless noise, there's a steady kind of hope still calling every searching voice. Rise up, even when the storm feels stronger than your heart. Stand tall, even when your world is falling apart. One flame, one dream can outlive every night, and your soul still carries light. You were never born for hopelessness, never made to disappear. There is strength inside your spirit, greater than your fear. Every scar became a lesson, every tear became a seed. Every painful road you traveled was shaping what your soul would need. The rain may fall for many seasons, the winds may shake the trees, but roots grow deeper underground when surviving storms like these. So do not fear your struggles, do not fear beginning again. Some of the strongest hearts in life were built through seasons filled with pain. Maybe every closed direction was protection in disguise. Maybe every broken chapter was preparing you to rise. Breathe through every disappointment, rest when your soul feels weak. Even oceans become peaceful after waves have reached their peak. You are not behind in life, you are not forgotten now. Some journeys take longer paths before becoming beautiful somehow. Real strength is staying hopeful when everything feels unclear. Real courage is still moving even while carrying fear. And if tonight feels lonely, if your tears fall silently, remember stars shine brightest in the deepest midnight sky. One day your story will matter more than you can understand. One day your survival will become hope inside another person's hands. That is how healing travels, that is how light survives. One heart refusing surrender can awaken countless lives. So keep walking toward tomorrow, even slowly if you must. Mountains are climbed step by step, not all at once through rush. There are still beautiful mornings, still laughter left to find, still miracles waiting quietly beyond the storms inside your mind. And maybe the very thing that almost made you break will become the reason someday another soul chooses to stay. So rise above the pressure, rise above the city lights are fading and the silence fills the room, two imperfect hearts are learning how to make each other bloom. Not by pride or empty power, not by running from the storm, but by standing close together, keeping fragile spirits warm. In a world that breaks so quickly, where the coldness multiplies, there's a quiet kind of courage found in honest human eyes. Love is more than just a feeling, more than words that disappear. It's the hand that keeps on reaching when the road is filled with fear. Be the shelter in the midnight, be the calm inside the rain, be the voice that softly whispers, you don't have to hide your pain. Every soul is searching somewhere for a light that feels like home, for a truth beyond the noise that says you are not alone. When the pressure keeps on rising and the world demands too much, there is strength inside compassion, there is healing in a touch. Real love bends before it conquers, real strength learns how to serve, not demanding endless glory, but becoming what we deserve. Build a future out of kindness, build a dream that people need, planting hope inside the broken like a tiny living seed. And when darkness tries to tell you that your life is just too small, remember mountains started rising from the dust beneath us all. You were made to keep on moving, even after endless nights. There's a fire no fear can silence, there's a truth beyond the fight. So hold on when storms surround you, when the answers feel unclear. Every step of faithful courage makes the distant purpose near. Be the reason someone smiles again, be the reason hearts can breathe, be the proof that love is stronger than the sorrow underneath. Not perfection, not performance, not the masks we wear each day, but a deeper kind of beauty that time can never take away. Side by side through every season, learning how to understand, turning weakness into wisdom with a gentle open hand. And the world may keep on changing, fast as shadows chasing light, but the ones who choose compassion will still shine beyond the night. So dream bigger than your worries, love deeper than your scars. There's a destiny inside you, greater than the falling stars. When you lift another person, you will rise a little too. That's the hidden way of healing that the strongest people do. Through the chaos, through the heartbreak, through the battles no one sees, hope is growing in the silence like the whisper through the trees. One day all the pain will teach us why we never should give in. Every ending holds a doorway to begin again within. So become a living lighthouse for the lost and tired souls. There is beauty in redemption, there is power we're strong enough to heal the human race. In the middle of the noise, where the fast world never sleeps, people carry silent battles, buried far too deep. Smiling faces in the crowd, broken dreams behind their eyes, looking for a little meaning under artificial skies. Everybody wants a future, everybody needs a hand. Someone strong enough to listen, someone willing to understand. Not a throne made out of power, not a crown of empty fame, but a heart that stays beside you even when you lose the game. Real love is patient in the waiting, strong enough to sacrifice, choosing kindness over ego, paying hope instead of price. When the world becomes a desert and the nights feel cold and long, be the river for the thirsty, be the place where hearts belong. There's a voice beyond confusion, calling softly through the pain, saying you were born with purpose. You can rise again, not by pushing others downward, not by stepping over souls, but by learning how to carry the weight nobody shows. Two hearts walking through the fire, learning how to stand as one, finding strength inside surrender till the healing has begun. In a generation searching for a love that will remain, there's a beauty in devotion that can wash away the pain. Be the light inside the chaos, be the calm when fear appears, be the safe place people run to after fighting through the years. The strongest people are not shouting, they don't always need applause. Sometimes greatness looks like silence, sometimes love becomes the cause. Hold each other through the shadows, through the questions and the scars. Even broken souls can still become a sky full of stars. And when failure tries to tell you you will never find your way, remember every sunrise started at the darkest part of day. There's a deeper kind of wisdom that the rushing world ignores. It's the power of staying faithful when your tired spirit wars. Love is lifting when one falls down, hope is breathing life again, truth is choosing not to leave when the storm begins to win. You were slightest trace. And one day, when people ask you how you made it through the night, tell them love became the compass leading every step toward light. Now the skyline keeps on glowing, and the future's calling near for the ones who choose compassion over anger, doubt, and fear. Underneath the neon shadows, people run but still feel lost, trading peace to chase perfection, never counting all the cost. Every screen keeps saying louder, you should be somebody more, while exhausted hearts keep searching for what life is really for. Maybe strength is not in winning every battle, every race. Maybe real power is kindness. Maybe healing starts with grace. When two souls decide to journey, not for pride but something true, they can build a light together, strong enough to carry through. Through the silence, through the questions, through the days that test the soul, love becomes a quiet anchor, making shattered people whole. Not controlling, not demanding, not a chain that steals the air, but a safe and steady shelter, saying, I will still be there. In a world of temporary feelings, fast replies and fading names, there's still beauty in commitment, in surviving through the flames. Be the warmth inside the winter, be the song inside the rain, be the hand that keeps on reaching through another person's pain. Everybody needs a reason to believe the night will end. Sometimes hope arrives so softly through the heart of one true friend. When the pressure keeps on rising and the road becomes unclear, there's a deeper voice reminding you were never made for fear. You were born to lift the weary, you were made to heal and guide. There's a light beyond the darkness, burning quietly inside. And the strongest hearts are gentle, they don't crush to prove their worth. They bring life into the broken, like the rain upon the earth. Love is choosing every morning to protect instead of run, to keep building through the hard days, till two stories become one. Even when the world grows colder, even when the truth feels rare, there are still some souls courageous enough to truly care. Do not let the noise define you, do not let the bitterness win. There's a future growing stronger deep within. Every tear becomes a lesson, every scar becomes a guide. Every moment you keep loving keeps the fire alive. So walk forward with compassion, speak with honesty and light, because peace people still are searching for a hope that feels right. One small act of human kindness can restart a fading dream, like the sunrise touching oceans, like the rivers finding streams. And tonight, beyond the city, past the chaos and the race, there's a better way of living, built on truth instead of chase. Where the tired hearts find courage, where the lonely finally heal, where love becomes the strongest force the world could ever feel. Late at night, the world keeps turning, millions staring at the dark, trying to outrun the emptiness inside the human heart. Some are chasing temporary fire, some are drowning in the noise, some forgot the sound of peace beneath the endless voice. But there's a different kind of freedom, not the kind the spotlight buys. It's the strength to stand together when the whole world divides. Real love is not a moment, not a picture made to fade. It's the promise to keep showing up when the colors turn to gray. When one soul feels weak and broken, and the road becomes too steep, love becomes a quiet guardian that refuses sleep. In a culture built on ego, on attention and applause, there's still power in compassion, still a deeper cause. Be the calm inside confusion, be the truth inside the lies, be the hand that keeps on lifting when another spirit cries. Everybody wants connection, everybody longs for home. Even crowded rooms feel lonely when the heart walks all alone. Maybe we were made for more than endless competition. Maybe healing starts the moment we choose understanding over division. Strong hearts do not crush the fragile, they protect what could be lost. They choose patience over anger, no matter what the cost. And when storms arrive without warning, when the fear begins to rise, love becomes a living lighthouse, shining through the darkest skies. You don't have to be the loudest to become a guiding flame. Sometimes quiet faithfulness changes everything. There's a beauty in surrender, in learning how to care, in carrying another's burden simply because they're there. And the broken parts within us do not make our lives less true. Sometimes cracks become the places where the light comes breaking through. So hold on through every season, through the battles no one sees. Even wounded hearts can still become a shelter for the weak. The future belongs to kindness, to the souls that choose the right, to the ones who keep on loving even through the longest night. Do not skyline, past the fear and endless race. A generation will remember love was never weakness. It was always the strongest power the world could ever know. Church. There's a quiet war inside us, hidden underneath the smiles. People walking through the fire, just pretending for a while. Every heartbeat holds a story, every soul has felt the rain, trying to find a little meaning through the pressure and the pain. The world keeps saying move faster, be more perfect, never fall. But exhausted hearts are breaking, trying to become it all. Maybe life was never meant to be a race without an end. Maybe strength is learning how to love and rise again. When two souls choose understanding over pride and over fear, they can build a kind of shelter where the lost can disappear. Not a love that fades by morning, not a bond that runs away, but a steady hand beside you, choosing you through every day. Honest, for a love that stays strong. And the strongest hearts are humble, they don't need to stand above. They become a safe horizon, filled with patience, filled with love. When the nights feel never ending and tomorrow feels unknown, there's a deeper strength awakening inside the soul alone. You were made to keep believing, even when the road feels long. Every scar becomes a reason, every weakness turns to song. Do not let the world grow colder through the bitterness and lies. There is healing in compassion, there is vision in kind eyes. Sometimes one small act of goodness can restart a fading flame, can remind a tired spirit why they shouldn't quit the game. Love is not controlling others, love is lifting when they fall, standing close through every season, not abandoning at all. In a time of shallow promises, fast emotions, empty fame, there's still beauty in devotion, still a fire that remains. So become a living answer for the hurting and the weak. Be the peace inside the madness, be the truth the people seek. And when fear begins to whisper, you are not enough to win, remember mountains started growing from the ground they stood within. You were born with endless value, more than numbers, trends, or views. And the souls who keep on loving are the ones who never lose. Through the silence, through the heartbreak, through the every fight, because broken roads can still become a pathway into light. So keep walking toward tomorrow with compassion as your guide. There's a brighter world beginning, one brave heart at a time. Somewhere under crowded skylights, people hide their silent scars, smiling through the conversations while falling apart in the dark. Every day feels like a battle to become enough somehow, running fast through endless pressure, forgetting who we are now. But the strongest kind of power isn't fame or being feared. It's the soul that stays compassionate when the road gets hard and weird. Real love doesn't disappear when the excitement fades away. It becomes a steady promise, choosing kindness every day. When one heart feels lost and broken, and the night becomes too long, love becomes a quiet shelter, saying you still belong. In a world obsessed with status, with attention, trends, and noise, there's still something deeply beautiful in protecting fragile joys. Be the calm inside the chaos, be the warmth inside the cold, be the hand that keeps on reaching when another heart lets go. Everybody needs a reason to believe tomorrow shines. Everybody needs connection beyond the screens and signs. Maybe we were made for deeper things than proving who is best. Maybe peace begins the moment we let compassion lead the rest. Strong souls do not crush the weary, they don't wound to feel alive. They become a place of healing, helping others survive. And when storms arrive without warning, when the future looks unclear, there's a light inside the darkness, greater than anxiety and fear. You were made to build, not damage, made to heal, not turn away. There's a purpose still unfolding, even in the hardest days. Every failure has a lesson, every heartbreak leaves a spark. Sometimes stars become the brightest after surviving through the dark. So don't give up on being gentle in a world becoming numb, because one sincere act of kindness can change what we become. Love is patient in the waiting, love is brave enough to stay. Even when the world says leave now, love keeps finding better ways. And the future still belongs to the hearts that choose what's right, to the ones who keep on shining through the longest night. Do not lose yourself to anger, do not trade your soul for fame, because empty victories vanish, but real love remains. There's a generation searching for a truth they can believe, for a voice that feels authentic, for a hope they can receive. So become for the tired and afraid. Show them even broken people can create a brighter place. And one day, beyond the noise, beyond the fear and endless race, human hearts will still remember love was never weakness. It was always the beginning of a better human way. The world keeps moving faster, every headline, every sound. People trying hard to stand tall while feeling upside down. In the middle of the pressure, underneath the city glow, there are hearts that keep on asking, is there more than what I know? More than chasing empty numbers, more than temporary fame, more than building perfect images while burning in the flame. Maybe where strength looks different, maybe power can be kind, maybe healing starts the moment we stop leaving love behind. When two souls choose understanding over pride and over fear, they create a place of safety where broken hearts can breathe sincere. Not a love built on conditions, not a bond that fades with time, but a steady light that keeps on shining through the hardest climb. Be the calm inside the madness, be the truth inside the noise, be the reason tired people still believe in better joys. Because everybody carries hidden battles deep within, even those who smile the brightest know what pain has really been. And the strongest hearts are gentle, they don't crush to prove their worth. They become a source of healing, like the rain upon the earth. Love is lifting when one stumbles, love is staying through the storm, love is building little pieces of a safer world to form. In a generation searching for a deeper kind of peace, there's still hope for human hearts to finally find release. You were never made for hatred, never built for endless fear. There's a greater voice inside you calling something brighter near. Even when the road feels heavy, even when your strength feels gone, there's a fire quietly burning, helping weary souls hold on. Do not let the coldness win now, do not let your spirit fade, because kindness still has power to rebuild what pain has made. One small word can change a future, one warm hand can heal the night, one sincere and honest moment can restore a fading light. So keep choosing love with courage, even when it's hard to do, because the world is changed forever by hearts that stay true. And the future won't remember every trend or passing name, but it will remember people who brought hope into the pain. There's a beauty in compassion, there's a strength in standing near, there's a truth beyond the chaos that can overcome the fear. So become a living answer for the lonely and unseen. Show the world that human kindness still remains the strongest dream. And tonight, beyond the skyline, past the noise and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. Beneath the flashing lights of midnight, people wander through the haze, searching for a deeper reason. In these complicated days, every heart is fighting battles no one else can fully see, trying to hold broken pieces while pretending to be free. The world says keep achieving, never slow down, never rest. But exhausted souls keep wondering why success still feels emptiness. Maybe life is more than winning, more than being seen online. Maybe truth is found in moments when two hearts choose to align. Not through power, not through ego, not through fear or selfish pride, but through patience, trust and mercy, walking closely side by side. Real love stays when storms are raging, when the future feels unclear. It becomes a quiet refuge, saying, I am still right here. Be the peace inside confusion, be the warmth when nights grow cold, be the hand that keeps on lifting when another soul can't hold. Because everybody's searching for a place that feels like home, for a voice that says with honesty, you don't have to walk alone. And the strongest people listen more than they demand applause. They understand that true greatness always fights for deeper cause. Love is gentle with the fragile, love is brave enough to stay. Love keeps building bridges slowly when the world breaks them away. In a generation drowning in comparison and fear, there's still hope for something better, still a brighter atmosphere. You were never made to carry every burden by yourself. There is healing found in openness, not in hiding pain on shelves. Every scar can teach you wisdom, every tear can shape the soul. Even shattered dreams can someday lead you toward becoming whole. So don't lose your heart to bitterness, don't surrender to despair, because kindness still can change life simply by being there. One small act of understanding can restart a fading flame, can remind a weary person why their life still matters the same. And the future belongs to people who choose courage over pride, who protect the weak and hurting instead of pushing them aside. Do not chase the empty spotlight that disappears with time. Build a life that leaves compassion written deeply in its lines. There's a voice beyond the chaos calling every heart to rise toward a world where love is stronger than the fear behind our eyes. So become a living lighthouse for the souls that lost their way. Show them hope is still alive, even in the darkest gray. And tonight, beyond the silence, past the noise of endless rays, love is still the greatest power to restore the human race. In the middle of the midnight, while the restless cities glow, people carry hidden stories no one else will ever know. Smiling faces in the crowd, broken dreams behind their eyes, searching for a deeper meaning under artificial skies. The world keeps building louder voices, telling hearts to never slow. Be more perfect, stronger, faster, but exhausted spirits know there must be something more than winning, more than status, more than fame, more than wearing perfect masks while quietly burning in the flame. Maybe life was made for healing, maybe strength is learning care, maybe hope begins the moment someone whispers, I'll be there. When two souls choose understanding over ego, fear and pride, they create a kind of refuge where wounded hearts can safely hide. truth beyond performance, saying you are not alone. Some are drowning in depression, some are trapped in endless fear, some are silently exhausted from pretending year by year. And the strongest souls are often not the loudest in the room, but the ones who keep on planting little gardens where hearts bloom. Love is patient with the hurting, love is gentle with the scars. Love keeps shining through the darkness like a sky of distant stars. In a generation chasing temporary validation, there's still beauty in compassion, still a deeper foundation. You are never made for hatred, never built for empty pride. There's a brighter voice within you, calling from the soul inside. Even when the future trembles, even when the road feels long, there's a fire quietly rising, helping broken hearts stay strong. Every failure has a lesson, every tear becomes a guide. Sometimes pain becomes the doorway to the strength we hold inside. Do not let the coldness change you, do not let the bitterness win, because kindness still has power to rebuild the soul within. One small word can save a lifetime, one warm hand can calm the fear, one sincere act of compassion can make hope suddenly appear. And the future will remember not the wealth that people chase, but the hearts that chose to love in a hard and hurting place. So keep walking with compassion, even when it feels unseen, because every act of goodness shapes the world behind the scenes. There's a beauty in forgiveness, there's a freedom found in grace, there's a healing that begins when truth and mercy share one place. Maybe all the storms you suffered were not there to make you fall. Maybe they were building courage deep inside your soul through all. And the nights that felt the darkest may become the reason why you can now become a lighthouse for the lost who wander by. So stand strong without becoming hard, stay kind without growing weak, because the strongest human spirit still chooses peace to seek. And tonight, beyond the skyline, past the noise and endless race, love is still the greatest language, strong enough to heal this place. When tomorrow starts unfolding and your light breaks through the gray, may your life become the answer for the hearts that lost their way. Because in the end what matters is not titles, wealth or fame, but the lives we lifted higher and the hope we helped reclaim. So become a living shelter for the weary and afraid. Show the world that gentle hearts still carry the brightest flame. Church. Somewhere beneath the endless skyline, under neon waves of light, millions fight invisible battles every single night. People smiling through the pressure, trying hard to play their part. We're carrying silent oceans deep inside the heart. The world keeps shouting, keep climbing, never stop, don't fall behind. So many souls become exhausted, chasing peace they cannot find. Perfect photos, perfect stories, perfect images online, but loneliness grows louder, hidden far beneath the shine. Maybe life was never meant to be a race for empty praise. Maybe truth is found in kindness, in the quiet human ways. Maybe strength is staying gentle when the world becomes too cold. Maybe courage means still loving when your own heart feels worn out and old. When two souls choose understanding over ego, fear and pride, they create a place of healing where broken dreams can rest inside. Not a love that disappears the moment seasons start to change, but a steady light beside you when life feels wild and strange. Real love listens before speaking. Real strength protects the weak. Real hope stays through the silence when no perfect words can speak. Be the calm inside confusion. Be the warmth inside the rain. Be the hand that keeps on lifting people drowning in their pain. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that says sincerely, you've been worthy all along. Some are tired of pretending, some are hiding in the scars, some are quietly falling apart inside expensive homes and cars. And the strongest hearts are often not the loudest in the crowd, but the ones who stay compassionate without needing to stand proud. Love is patient with the hurting. Love is gentle with the weak. Love keeps building bridges slowly in the places fear has reached. In a generation trapped between anxiety and noise, there's still hope for something deeper, still a chance for lasting joy. You were never made for hatred, never built for endless greed. There's a brighter purpose growing far beyond the things we need. Even when the future trembles, even when the road feels steep, there's a fire still alive in you, too beautiful to sleep. Every scar can become wisdom, every tear can shape the soul. Sometimes broken roads will lead us exactly where we're meant to go. Do not let the darkness harden the kindness living in your chest, because one sincere act of mercy can awaken someone's best. One small word can stop the falling, one embrace can calm the storm, one gentle and honest presence can help another heart transform. And the future will remember not the wealth that fades away, but the people who chose compassion in the middle of the gray. So keep walking with resilience, even slowly, even bruised, because hearts that keep on loving are the hearts that never lose. There's a beauty in surrender, in admitting when you're weak, in allowing trusted voices to help heal the pain you keep. The strongest walls can still collapse, the proudest minds can break, but humble hearts keep growing stronger with every step they take. Maybe all the nights you cried through were not wasted after all. Maybe they became the mountains teaching you to stand up tall. And maybe every painful chapter, every lonely road you knew, was preparing you to become light for somebody struggling too. So become a living lighthouse for the weary and unseen. Show the world that human kindness still remains the greatest dream. Stand firm without becoming bitter, stay soft without becoming weak, because true courage keeps choosing love even when revenge feels easier to seek. And tonight beyond the city, past the noise and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. When tomorrow starts unfolding and the sunrise breaks the gray, may your life become the doorway, helping lost hearts find their way. Because in the end, what matters is not status, wealth or fame, but the lives we lifted upward and the hope we chose to bring. So hold on through every season, through the fire and the rain. The hearts that keep on loving will never live in vain. And long after trends have faded, long after crowds move on, reflection will still be shining like the everlasting dawn beyond. Far beyond the glowing skyline, under restless midnight skies, people carry silent stories hidden deep behind their eyes. Every morning starts a battle, every evening holds a scar, trying hard to keep on smiling while forgetting who they are. The world keeps pushing hearts to breaking, run much faster, climb much higher. So many souls become exhausted, burning in invisible fire. Perfect images on screens now, perfect moments, polished names, while countless people sit in silence, drowning slowly in the pressure and pain. Maybe life was never meant to be a race for empty praise. Maybe truth is found in kindness, in the quiet human ways. Maybe strength is staying gentle when the world becomes too cold. Maybe courage means still loving when your own heart can't hold. When two souls choose understanding over ego, fear and pride, they create a place of healing where wounded dreams survive. Not a love that fades with distance, not a bond that disappears, but a steady light beside you through uncertainty and tears. Real love listens without judgment, real strength knows how to bend, real hope stays through the silence again and again and again. Be the calm inside confusion, be the warmth inside the rain, be the hand that keeps on lifting those overwhelmed by hidden pain. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that softly whispers, you have mattered all along. Some are tired of pretending, some are trapped inside regret, some are carrying old heartbreaks they still cannot forget. And the strongest hearts are often not the loudest in the room, but the ones who keep on planting little gardens where hope can bloom. Love is patient with the fragile, love is gentle with the scars. Love keeps shining through the darkness like the light beyond the stars. In a generation overwhelmed by anxiety and noise, there's still hope for deeper meaning, still a chance for lasting joy. You were never made for hatred, never built for endless greed. There's a brighter purpose growing far beyond what people need. Even when your strength feels shattered, even when the road feels long, there's a fire quietly rising, helping broken hearts move on. Every failure leaves a lesson, every tear refines the soul. Sometimes pain becomes the pathway leading weary hearts back whole. Do not let the darkness harden the compassion in your chest, because one sincere act of mercy can awaken someone's best. One kind word can stop the falling, one embrace can calm the storm, one honest and gentle moment can help another heart transform. And the future will remember not the wealth that fades away, but the souls who chose compassion in the middle greatest dreams. Stand firm without becoming bitter. Stay soft without becoming weak. Because true courage keeps choosing love, even when revenge feels easier to seek. And tonight, beyond the chaos, past the fear and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. When tomorrow starts unfolding and the sunrise breaks the gray, may your life become a doorway, helping lost hearts find their way. Because in the end, what matters is not titles, wealth, or fame, but the lives we lifted higher and the hope we helped reclaim. So hold on through every season, through the fire and the rain. The hearts that keep on loving will never live in vain. Long after trends are forgotten, long after crowds move on, compassion will still be shining like the everlasting dawn. And somewhere in the future, when this rushing world grows still, the souls who chose to love through pain will keep inspiring others still. Far, far beyond the glowing skyline, under restless midnight. Underneath the endless skyline, where the sleepless cities breathe, millions carry silent heartbreaks no one notices beneath. Every morning starts with pressure, every night returns with fear. People trying hard to survive while the finish line disappears. The world keeps shouting, keep climbing, don't slow down, don't lose your place. So many tired souls are running an endless, exhausting race. Perfect pictures on the surface, heavy storms behind the smile. People learning how to fake peace just to make it through a while. Some are drowning in comparison, some are trapped in old regrets, some are carrying childhood shadows they still haven't escaped yet. Maybe life was never meant to be a race for hollow fame. Maybe truth is found in kindness, not in building bigger names. Maybe strength is staying gentle when your own heart feels undone. Maybe courage means still loving after everything you've overcome. When two souls choose understanding over ego, fear, and pride, they create a place of healing where wounded dreams can rest inside. Not a love built upon conditions, not a promise made to break, but a steady light beside you with every step you take. Real love listens without judging, real strength knows how to bend, real hope remains through silence again and again and again and again. Be the calm inside confusion, be the warmth inside the cold, be the hand that keeps on lifting people struggling just to hold. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that softly whispers you've been worthy all along. Some are silently exhausted from pretending they are strong, some are smiling through the heartbreak trying just to move along. And the strongest hearts are often not the loudest in the crowd, but the ones who stay compassionate without needing to stand proud. Love is patient with the fragile, love is gentle with the scars. Love keeps shining through the darkness, like a sky of endless stars. In a generation overwhelmed by anxiety and noise, there's still hope for deeper meaning, still a chance for lasting joy. You were never made for hatred, never built for endless greed. There's a brighter purpose growing far beyond the things we need. Even when your strength feels shattered, even when the road feels long, there's a fire quietly rising, helping broken hearts move on. Every failure leaves a lesson, every tear finds a soul. Sometimes pain becomes the pathway leading weary hearts back whole. Do not let the darkness harden the compassion in your chest, because one sincere act of mercy can awaken someone's best. One kind word can stop the falling, one embrace can calm the storm, one honest and gentle presence can help another heart transform. And the future will remember not the wealth that fades away, but the souls who chose compassion in the middle of the gray. So keep walking with resilience, even slowly, even bruised, because hearts that keep on loving are the hearts that never lose. There's a beauty in surrender, in admitting when you're weak, in allowing trusted people to help carry what you keep. The strongest walls can still collapse, the proudest minds can break apart, but humble souls keep growing stronger with an open human heart. Maybe all the nights you cried through were preparing you to rise. Maybe all the storms you walked through open deeper, wiser eyes. Maybe every painful chapter, every lonely road you knew, was shaping you to become light for somebody hurting too. There are children needing guidance, there are elders needing care, there are tired souls in silence, simply wishing someone's there. There are people hiding the sorrow behind laughter every day, waiting for one honest person who won't quickly walk away. So become a living lighthouse for the weary and unseen. Show the world that human kindness still remains the greatest dream. Stand firm without becoming bitter, stay soft without becoming weak, because true courage keeps choosing love, even when revenge feels easier to seek. And tonight, beyond the chaos, past the fear and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. When tomorrow starts unfolding and the sunrise breaks the gray, may your life become a doorway, helping lost hearts find their way. Perfect pictures on the surface, heavy storms behind the smile, people learning how to fake peace just to make it through a while. Some are drowning in comparison, some are trapped in old regrets, some are carrying childhood shadows they still haven't escaped yet. Maybe life was never meant to be a race for hollow fame. Maybe truth is found in kindness, not in building bigger names. Maybe underneath the city lights, people hide their silent pain, smiling through the crowded nights while standing in the rain. The world keeps saying, run faster, be more than who you are. But tired hearts keep searching for a brighter kind of star. Maybe strength is staying gentle when the world turns cold and hard. Maybe love is simply choosing not to leave the broken scarred. When two souls choose understanding over fear and selfish pride, they can build a place of healing where weary hearts can hide. Real love stays through every season. Real hope shines through the gray. Real courage keeps on lifting those who lost their way. Be the calm inside confusion, be the light inside the storm, be the hand that keeps on reaching with a heart that stays warm. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that softly whispers, you've been worthy all along. Some are drowning in comparison, some are trapped inside regret, some are carrying old shadows they cannot escape yet. But every scar can become wisdom, every tear can shape the soul. Sometimes broken roads will lead us exactly where we should go. So do not let the darkness steal the kindness in your heart. One small act of human mercy can become a brand new start. And the future will remember not the fame that fades away, but the people who chose compassion in the middle of the gray. So keep walking with resilience, even slowly, even bruised, because hearts that keep on loving are the hearts that never lose. In the middle of the fast world, under glowing city skies, people carry hidden heartbreaks behind exhausted eyes. Every day another battle, every night another fear, trying hard to keep on smiling while the pressure lingers near. The world keeps saying be stronger, never slow down, never fall. But tired souls keep searching for a love that heals it all. Maybe strength is staying gentle when the world turns cold inside. Maybe courage means still caring when your dreams have already died. When two hearts choose understanding over anger, fear, and pride, they create a place of healing where broken hopes survive. Not a love that fades tomorrow, not a bond that disappears, but a steady light beside you through uncertainty and tears. Real love listens without judgment. Real strength protects the weak. Real hope stays through the silence when no perfect words can speak. Be the calm inside confusion, be the warmth inside the rain. Be the hand that keeps on lifting people drowning in their pain. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that softly whispers, you have mattered all along. Some are silently exhausted from pretending they are strong. Some are smiling through the heartbreak, trying just to carry on. And the strongest hearts are often not the loudest in the crowd, but the ones who stay compassionate without needing to stand proud. Every scar can become wisdom, every tear can shape the soul. Sometimes broken roads will lead us exactly where we need to go. So do not let the darkness steal the kindness from your heart. One sincere act of compassion can become a brand new start. And the future will remember not the wealth that fades away, but the people who chose mercy in the middle of the gray. So keep walking with resilience, even slowly, even bruised, because hearts that keep on loving are the hearts that never lose. And tonight, beyond the chaos, past the fear and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. Beneath the endless midnight skyline, people wander through the noise, searching for a little meaning in a world of fading joys. Every heart has hidden questions, every soul has felt the rain, trying hard to keep on moving through the pressure and the pain. The world keeps saying be perfect, never break and never slow, but exhausted hearts are learning there are deeper things to know. Maybe strength is staying gentle when the world turns cold and hard. Maybe courage means still loving, even carrying your scars. When two souls choose understanding over fear and selfish pride, they create a place of healing where broken dreams can hide. Not a love that fades by morning, not a promise built to fall, but a steady hand beside you through the rise and through the fall. Real love listens without judgment, real strength protects the weak, real hope stays through the silence when no perfect words can speak. Be the calm inside confusion, be the warmth inside the storm, be the light for tired people trying hard to carry on. Because everybody's searching for a place where they belong, for a voice that softly whispers, you have mattered all along. Some are drowning in comparison, some are trapped inside regret, some are carrying old heartbreaks they cannot escape yet. But every scar can become wisdom, every tear can shape the soul. Sometimes broken roads will lead us exactly where we need to go. So do not let the darkness steal the kindness from your heart. One sincere act of compassion can become a brand new start. And the future will remember not the fame that fades away, but the people who chose mercy in the middle of the gray. So keep walking with resilience, even slowly, even bruised, because hearts that keep on loving are the hearts that never lose. And tonight, beyond the chaos, past the fear and endless race, love is still the quiet power, strong enough to heal this place. The sunrise touched the skyline while the whole world rushed ahead. Millions carrying silent dreams inside exhausted heads. Some were running fast already, some were still unseen, standing in the quiet corners, holding on to hope and dreams. The streets were filled with pressure, everyone afraid to fall, trying to prove their value inside a world so cold. A young heart stared through rainstorms from a tiny apartment view, asking if tomorrow could still become something new. An old soul walked through midnight with memories in his hands, wondering if the years he lost would ever understand. A woman kept on smiling through endless waves of pain, building life for others while standing in the rain. And somewhere through the chaos, through all the noise and fear, a quiet voice kept whispering for tired hearts to hear. You are not forgotten, you are not too far. Even broken stories can become shining stars, because life is not a race only made for those who win. Some of the deepest beauty comes after suffering. The world keeps chasing numbers, fame, perfection, gold, making people feel invisible when their dreams move slow. But a river shaped the mountains without demanding praise, and forests rise in silence through unseen days. So maybe hidden progress still matters more than speed. Maybe quiet endurance is what the soul truly needs. Some carry secret heartbreak behind carefully painted smiles, walking through emotional deserts for endless miles. Some nearly gave up hope after years of disappointment, yet something deep inside them still refused to quit. That fragile light still matters, the tiny flame survives, because even the faintest stars still transform. second chances, room for healing scars, room for ordinary people to become extraordinary hearts. Do not compare your journey to someone else's pace. Different storms create different kinds of strength. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after snow. Yet every soul still carries beauty the dark can't hold. One kind word can save someone standing near the edge. One moment of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose kindness daily inside a world of pride, because gentle hearts are often where broken people survive. Maybe your hardest seasons were shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through pain with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every unseen tear was preparing you to become someone another soul needs near. The ocean keeps its rhythm through thunder and through rain, and dawn still paints the heavens after every painful day. So trust your slower journey, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often grow through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's hope. Someone standing hopeless will finally learn to cope. They'll realize survival is its own kind of grace, that even shattered pieces still deserve a place. The world may overlook you, love still knows your name, and unseen acts of goodness still create lasting change. So if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still guides the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No soul is ever worthless, no dream beyond repair. There's still hope waiting, even in despair. And when the final sunrise breaks beyond your fears, you will see the strongest hearts were shaped through pain and tears. The world kept spinning faster under endless city lights, people trying to look fearless while fighting private nights. Every screen showed perfect lives, every voice said run, but tired hearts kept searching for a place where they belong. Some were lifted early, some were left behind, watching open doors close slowly right before their eyes. A dreamer rode the last train home through cold and crowded streets, holding broken promises and unfinished melodies. A mother stayed awake again long after midnight passed, trying to keep her family warm while hiding how drained she was. An old man fed the pigeons beneath the morning sky, wondering if the world still cared about forgotten lives. And somewhere through the noise, through all the fear and pride, a quiet truth kept rising deep inside their minds. You were never made just to survive the race. Your soul was born with meaning nothing can erase, because some hearts grow stronger through through storms they never chose. And some souls discover beauty after walking lonely roads. The world keeps chasing status, money, power, fame, teaching people every day to compare and feel ashamed. But mountains stand in silence without demanding praise, and rivers change the earth through patience every day. So maybe hidden progress still matters after all. Maybe unseen kindness is the greatest strength of all. Some carry silent sadness behind bright and laughing eyes, trying to convince the world they are perfectly alright. Some nearly lost their fire after years of being unseen, yet deep inside their shattered hearts a spark still softly breathed. And even tiny sparks can survive the darkest storms, because hope was never fragile, only waiting to be reborn. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Life was never written only for the strong. There is room for healing, room for hearts to mend, room for broken dreamers to begin again. Do not let comparison steal your peace away, 'cause every soul is fighting different wars each day. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after pain, yet every soul still carries beauty after walking through the rain. One kind voice can save someone standing near the edge. One moment of compassion can pull them back again. So speak gently to the weary, love deeply while you can, because wounded hearts remember those who understand. Maybe every lonely season, every unseen scar was quietly preparing you to become who you are. Maybe all the waiting was never there to break. Maybe it was shaping you for something still awake. The ocean keeps its rhythm through thunder and through rain, and dawn still paints the skyline after every painful day. So trust your slower journey, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often grow through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's light. Someone standing hopeless will survive another night. They'll realize the wounded can still become whole, that scars can turn to bridges for another searching soul. So if tonight feels endless, if your heart feels weak with fear, remember stars keep shining through the darkest years. The moon still guides the ocean, the dawn still follows rain, and love still finds the weary again and again. No dream is ever wasted, no soul beyond repair. There is still tomorrow waiting somewhere there. At the edge of every morning, before the city wakes, there are hearts already fighting through invisible mistakes. People walking through the shadows with headphones and tired eyes, trying to hold their pieces together while the whole world passes by. Some were given chances early, some kept waiting in the cold, watching life move forward while their dreams grew old. A young artist on the rooftop painted colors in the dark, hoping one day someone would finally feel his heart. A woman on the night shift counting survive until the sun. An old friend lost in silence sat alone beside the sea, wondering if tomorrow still held possibility. And somewhere through the chaos, through ambition, fear and pride, a gentle truth kept rising deep inside their lives. You are more than your failures, more than all your fears, more than every moment you survive through tears. Because life is not a ladder only built for those ahead. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones who haven't quit yet. The world keeps celebrating the loudest in the crowd, while quiet souls keep carrying storms they never speak about. The forests grow in silence and oceans know their strength without needing recognition from the world's attention. So maybe unseen growth still changes everything, even if nobody notices the battle underneath. Some people wear brave smiles while their hearts are falling apart, trying to protect the world from their hidden scars. Some nearly gave up hope after years of disappointment, yet something deep inside them still whispered, keep going. That whisper still matters, the tiny light survives, 'cause even fading stars still brighten up the night. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Hope was never written only for the strong. There's room for second chances, room for healing pain, room for shattered dreamers to rise again. Do not measure your story by another person's pace, 'cause every soul is walking through different kinds of rain. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after snow, yet every heart still carries beauty the dark can't hold. One kind word can rescue someone standing near the edge. One moment of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose gentleness daily inside a world of noise, because wanted hearts remember every caring voice. Maybe your hardest seasons were shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through suffering with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every unseen tear was preparing you to become someone another soul needs here. The river keeps on flowing through stone and broken ground, and dawn still paints the heavens without making a sound. So trust the slower process, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often rise through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's hope. Someone standing hopeless will finally learn to cope. They'll realize survival is its own kind of grace, that even shattered pieces still deserve a place. The world may overlook you, but love still knows your name, and unseen acts of goodness still create lasting change. So if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still leads the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No soul is ever worthless, no dream beyond repair. There is still hope waiting, even in despair. as the city breathed in smoke. People carrying heavy hearts nobody else would know. Morning came in silence, another race began. Faces filled with pressure beneath the skyline's glass. Some were standing at the front line, some were far behind, watching others move ahead while losing faith in time. A young girl on a staircase held her future in a song, trying not to believe she had waited for too long. A father in a taxi drove through endless neon lights, trading sleep for survival through another fragile night. An old woman fed the sparrows near a quiet station wall, still believing kindness was the greatest strength of all. And somewhere in the middle of ambition, fear and noise, a gentle truth kept rising through every tired voice. You are not invisible, even when unseen. Some of the strongest souls grow quietly, because life was never promised only to the first. And some hearts become beautiful after surviving hurt. The world keeps praising speed, money, power, fame, making people question if they matter all the same. But mountains rise in silence, and rivers shape the stone without asking permission from the world they move through. So maybe hidden progress still changes everything, even when nobody notices the fight beneath your skin. Some people smile brightly while carrying endless pain, trying to stay strong enough to face another day. Some almost stop believing their lives could still become something more than sadness, something more than numb. Yet somewhere deep inside them, a tiny fire stayed, refusing to surrender. Even through the rain, that quiet strength still matters. That fragile hope survives, because even distant stars still transform the night. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Hope was never written only for the strong. There's room for second chances, room for hearts to mend, room for broken dreamers to begin again. Do not compare your journey to another person's road, because every soul is carrying different kinds of loads. Some flowers bloom in sunlight, some bloom after storms, yet every heart still carries beauty in its form. One kind voice can rescue someone standing near the edge. One act of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose gentleness daily inside this hurried world, because wounded hearts remember those who show concern. Maybe your hardest seasons were shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through pain with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every hidden scar was preparing you to become exactly who you are. The ocean keeps its rhythm through thunder and through rain, and dawn still paints the skyline after every painful day. So trust the slower process, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often grow through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's light. Someone if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still guides the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No dream is ever wasted, no soul beyond repair. There is still tomorrow waiting somewhere there.
The city lights were trembling across the rainy avenue, people carrying silent battles no one else could view. Every window held a story, every street a hidden scar, millions trying to find direction beneath electric stars. Some were welcomed at sunrise, some arrived too late, standing at the edge of hope while wrestling with fate. A young dreamer in a cafe wrote visions on a page, trying not to lose belief through another restless day. A mother on the late shift counted hours through the night, holding all her worries behind exhausted eyes. An old man near the harbor watched the waves roll in, wondering if second chances still existed for him. And somewhere through the noise, through pressure, fear and pride, a quiet truth kept breathing deep inside their minds. You are more than disappointment, more than all your pain. Even broken roads can lead somewhere again, because life was never built only for the first, and some hearts become stronger after walking through the worst. The world keeps chasing status, attention, wealth and fame, making people feel forgotten when they move too slow to win. But rivers carve through mountains without demanding praise, and forests rise in silence through unseen days. So maybe hidden growth still matters after all. Maybe quiet endurance is the strongest strength of all. Some people laugh loudly while their hearts are breaking down, trying to hide the sadness they carry through the crowd. Some nearly lost their fire after years of feeling unseen, yet deep inside their silence a tiny spark still breathes. That spark still has power, that fragile light survives, because even fading stars still illuminate the night. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Hope was never written only for the strong. There's room for second chances, room for healing scars, room for ordinary people to become extraordinary. Hearts, do not compare your timing to another person's race, because every soul is walking through different kinds of pain. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after storms, yet every heart still carries beauty in its form. One kind word can rescue someone standing near the edge. One act of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose gentleness daily inside this hurried life, because broken hearts remember those who stayed beside them. Maybe your heart is seasons, we're shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through darkness with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every hidden tear was preparing you to become someone another soul needs near. The ocean keeps
keeps its rhythm through thunder and through rain. And dawn still paints the skyline after every painful day. So trust the slower process, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often grow through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's light. Someone standing hopeless will survive another night. They'll realize survival is its own kind of grace, that even shattered pieces still deserve a place. The world may overlook you, but love still knows your name, and unseen acts of goodness still create lasting change. So if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still leads the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No soul is ever worthless, no dream beyond repair. There is still tomorrow waiting somewhere there.
The skyline burned with colors as the evening turned to night. Millions chasing meaning beneath artificial lights. Cars moved like restless rivers, screens glowed endlessly, while hidden hearts kept searching for who they were meant to be. Some were chosen early, some were left behind, watching doors swing open for almost every life but theirs. A young boy played old melodies on a weathered guitar string, hoping all his broken notes could still become something. A woman walked through downtown with tiredness in her eyes, holding together everyone else while falling apart inside. An old soul by the ocean stood quietly in the cold, wondering if forgotten dreams could still return somehow. And somewhere through the chaos, through the pressure and the race, a quiet truth kept rising through every human face. You do not need perfection to deserve another day, and even wounded hearts still carry light, because life was never written only for the fast, and some of the deepest beauty is born through what we've passed. The world keeps worshiping numbers, money, power, fame, making people feel invisible if they cannot win the game. But mountains rise in silence and rivers move with grace, without demanding applause from the hurried human race. So maybe unseen progress still changes everything, even if nobody notices the strength beneath your skin. Some people hide exhaustion behind beautifully painted smiles, walking through emotional deserts for endless smiles. Some nearly gave up hope after years of disappointment, yet something deep inside them still whispered softly, keep going. That whisper still matters, the quiet flame survives, because even tiny embers can illuminate the night. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Hope was never meant only for the strong. There's room for second chances, room for healing scars, room for ordinary people to become extraordinary hearts. Do not compare your journey to another person's road, because every soul is carrying different kinds of loads. Some flowers bloom at sunrise,
Some bloom after storms, yet every heart still carries beauty in its form. One kind voice can rescue someone standing near the edge. One act of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose gentleness daily inside this restless world, because wounded hearts remember those who truly cared. Maybe your painful seasons were shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through suffering with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every hidden tear was preparing you to become someone another soul needs here. The ocean keeps its rhythm through thunder and through rain, and dawn still paints the skyline after every painful day. So trust the slower process, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often rise through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's light. Someone standing hopeless will survive another night. They'll realize the wounded can still become whole, that scars can turn to bridges for another searching soul. The world may overlook you, but love still knows your name, and unseen acts of goodness still create lasting change. So if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still guides the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No dream is ever wasted, no soul beyond repair. There is still tomorrow waiting somewhere there. The morning rain kept falling on the rooftops of the town. People moving through the silence with their heads still looking down. Every train was crowded, every heartbeat rushed with fear. Everyone pretending they had everything together here. Some were handed bright beginnings, some were left to wait, watching life keep moving while they questioned all their faith. A young girl in a hallway held a notebook to her chest, writing dreams she never spoke, because fear said not yet. A father drove through midnight under endless neon signs, trading sleep for survival one more time. An old musician by the riverside played softly in the cold, turning every shattered memory into songs of hope. And somewhere through the noise, through pressure, fear and pride, a quiet truth kept breathing deep inside their lives. You are not invisible, even when unseen. Some of the strongest souls grow quietly, because life was never only for the first ones through the door. And some hearts discover purpose after breaking to the core. The world keeps praising power, money, status, fame, making people feel forgotten if they cannot win the game. But oceans never panic and mountains they touch. So maybe hidden progress still matters after all. Maybe quiet endurance is the greatest strength of all. Some people smile brightly while carrying secret pain, trying to hold themselves together through another storm again. Some nearly stop believing their lives could ever change, yet deep inside their silence a tiny spark remains. That spark still has power, that fragile light survives, because even distant stars still transform the night. The late bloomers still matter, the weary still belong. Hope was never written only for the strong. There's room for second chances, room for healing scars, room for broken dreamers to become brighter stars. Do not compare your timing to another person's road, because every soul is carrying different kinds of loads. Some flowers bloom in springtime, some bloom after storms, yet every heart still carries beauty in its form. One kind word can rescue someone standing near the edge. One act of compassion can help them breathe again. So choose gentleness daily inside this restless life, because wounded hearts remember those who stayed beside them. Maybe your hardest seasons were shaping deeper wisdom, teaching you how to guide others through suffering with compassion. Maybe every lonely night, every hidden tear was preparing you to become someone another soul needs near. The river keeps on moving through stone and shattered ground, and dawn still paints the heavens without making a sound. So trust the slower process, trust what you cannot see, because miracles often rise through quiet belief. One day your hidden story will become another's light. Someone standing hopeless will survive another night. They'll realize survival is its own kind of grace, that even shattered pieces still deserve a place. The world may overlook you, but love still knows your name. And unseen acts of goodness still create lasting change. So if tonight feels endless, if your strength feels almost gone, remember forests grow in silence long before the dawn. The moon still guides the ocean, the stars still crown the skies, and purpose still exists for hearts that continue to rise. No soul is ever worthless, no dream beyond repair. There is still tomorrow waiting somewhere.